Well, hello, everyone. Happy to see you all here for 2023. We're back with some interviews to get everyone excited for the racing season. And before we get into our interview, I want to thank Brian Deedy with Shocks by Hammer for sponsoring these off-track interviews for the 2022 season and helping me over the off season. If you need any shock rebuilds or looking to up your shop program, Brian Deedy is the guy to call down in here on South Dakota. Does great work on a lot of winning race cars. Give him a call down in here on South Dakota. Again, that is Shocks by Hammer and Brian Deedy. And today we are going over to Valley City to talk with a couple of the youngsters in our racing community with the Compsons, Zander and Colin. How are you two doing today?
Doing great, Mason.
Awesome. And both of them drive in the INEX Legends, Zander in the number 17 and Colin in the number 49. And you guys just got back from a fun trip over to North Carolina. Tell us about what you've been doing over the off season.
Yeah, so that's about all we've been doing. Not a lot of race cars yet, but yeah, we drove to North Carolina. It was a long trip. And yeah, we went to a banquet. I got fourth in semi-pro and won state. And Zander got fourth in Young Lions and almost won state. He was one position out of state.
Nice. Yeah, I can imagine that must have been a long trip over to North Carolina, but it's well worth it when you got some accolades like that to collect.
Yeah, it was good. We flew last year, and this year we decided to drive because then we could actually bring the trophies back with us.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, I didn't think about that aspect of it. Yeah, I suppose it's a little bit more expensive to try, or more of a difficulty to try to haul them home via plane.
Yeah.
Well, before we get into some more of the racing, what else have you guys been doing with the off season? Are you guys involved in any sports activities? Anything keeping you busy?
Yeah, we're both in basketball. That's pretty tight schedule. I have practice every single day. In games every like 2 days. It's kind of sucks. So does he.
Are you both on the varsity team, or is it a grade specific teams that you're on?
No, he's in the 8th grade team, 7th and 8th grade team, and I play C squad and JV for our team.
Awesome. Yeah, I was in basketball for a little bit in middle school, and yeah, the schedule can get pretty busy, especially the more and more you get into it. So that's good though that you got something to keep you occupied while we're not racing yet, and until the weather improves, we'll be stuck doing this for a little while longer.
Yep.
So it was fun to follow you guys, especially over these last couple of years. Both of you have made the jump into the INEX Legends from slingshots. Talking a little bit about the slingshots, what do you remember most about slingshots, or how did that prep you for the move and transition into the INEX Legends?
A lot of it was running on the actual track, like just getting a feel of what it's like, or what it's like. We're not on a tinier track, like in the infield or something. You can understand the track going to the Legends. You kind of know what to do.
Yeah, I remember there's Jamestown in particular, like they've been running on the big track for quite a while, but I know there's been some tracks that I've been to that the slingshots are running on a much smaller and tighter track, and so much bigger difference when you're racing on a big quarter mile, or I don't know, 3/8 miles in some cases.
Yeah, especially in slingshots.
Yeah. And another reason it was fun to follow you guys this season, it was, I saw some great improvement from both of you behind the wheel of the Legend cars. I know Colin got his first career win in the Legends, and Zander was putting some good runs together, especially towards the latter part of the season. Why don't each of you, Zander and Colin both, give me like a moment that stuck out to you from the 2022 season?
I'll go first. The moment that stuck out to me the most was probably, wasn't even any of my wins. It's probably the Stampede, because I finished, I think, fifth at the Stampede, and that was just with almost 50 Legend cars there, making the show and the dash right away, and being able to move up from like, I think I started 12th or somewhere in the middle of the pack, being able to move up that far at an event like that with so much talent was awesome.
That is a big show, and I know we were anticipating quite a few Legends getting close to that 50 mark, and so yeah, that's a very big show to put a good run up at. What about you, Zander? What was one of your moments that stuck out?
My favorite was probably my first top 5 race in Lisbon. It just kind of helped me just get the feel of kind of running with a lot of the faster cars and just battling the whole race through.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome too. And like, no matter where you go, because you guys with Valley City, you're kind of located right in between Jamestown and Lisbon. You know, I've seen you over in Glendon and once in a great while, Ada. There's stout cars everywhere you go in the INEX Legends, and there's been so many that have been popping up that it's just it's tough to get those top tens and top five runs.
Yeah, there's so much talent everywhere you go. It's crazy.
Out of all the tracks you race, do you have a favorite that either of you two like to race at more than others?
Um, well, Jamestown's always pretty fun, especially when you start out front. But um, Glendon, I like a lot. It has a lot of character. Most nights, you never really know what you're gonna get when you go there. So that's that's a pretty fun track, and it's a unique track with the shape it is,
Mm-hmm.
long straight, short corners.
Yeah, that is true. I will say that. Yeah, and it's nice to with it being it looks smaller than I'm sure it is. Like from the stands, it looks so tiny compared to like other quarter miles.
Yeah, the straightaways are a lot longer than you think. The corners they're pretty tight.
They kind of pop out.
Yeah, they can get you sometimes.
Yeah, at least you have the out of quarters one and two, you have a little bit of leeway in case you go out a little wide. But turns three and four, yeah, you get no forgiveness.
Yeah.
What are is there a track that you haven't been to that either of you would like to visit?
Well, Xander hasn't been to Mandan, and I went there for their Oktoberfest race 2 years ago. And I really liked it. I wish we would have went back last year, but the track I haven't been at would probably be Dickinson because it looks like a fun track. And a lot of my friends are from in that area, so I'd like to go there.
Nice. Yeah, those are two tracks I'd recommend visiting. They put on some really good shows, especially in the Legends. I would definitely agree with that. And so that transitions well into 2023, even though we haven't really been focused on racing a whole lot. What are the initial plans right now for 2023?
Well, we probably it's gonna just be straight legends for both of us. We're probably not. Well, it depends until we get in like middle or later part of the season. But for the national points sake, because it nationals is in North Carolina this year, and that's a long drive, especially with the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
But probably we're not gonna trout. I mean, we're pretty central with tracks, but we're gonna go to our usual tracks. Probably run what we did last year. Probably run for points in Lisbon. Try Jamestown. Maybe Fargo. We might skip Fargo a couple times, but yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, you're able to put it like 30 to 40 races pretty easily with where you guys are situated
Oh yeah.
and
Yep.
running all different nights of the week. So that helps out you guys immensely.
Yeah.
And you guys come from a big racing family. Obviously, your dad's raced for several years in super stock, late model. And man, I'm sure he's raced so many different classes. What was it like growing up, kind of basically just watching him race or helping him on the car?
Yeah, it was really cool to then you from a young age you know what what to do on cars and even like the little things of air pressure and like checking the lug nuts. It's like you just being there, you know what to do, and you learn so much at a young age. It's cool.
And since he's been racing in like some of the upper classes, do you two have aspirations to move into like a late model or something, or like a stock car or something like that?
Yeah. So last year I turned 14, and we thought because that's like the IMCA rule, you have to be 14 or whatever to race in IMCA class. And we thought maybe you'd get me in one time at IMCA a stock car or maybe something else, but it never happened. Maybe this year, but I'll probably stick to Legends.
Okay. Nice. That'll be exciting to see. I didn't realize you were only 14. I thought you were older.
No, I'm 15, but I'm talking. Yeah, he's 14.
I just turned 14.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I thought you guys were a little older. That's pretty cool though. That's exciting. Well, as far as people that you want to thank, whether it's crew or any sponsors, go ahead and give them a shout out right here.
We don't have a lot of sponsors, but it's mainly my dad, Blair's Auto Body. That's the main sponsor, and my brother and his welding business, CFAB welding, and my whole family for supporting us throughout the year. And yeah.
Sweet. Now, the last thing I'll ask you before I let you guys go, give me one goal, each of you, that you want to accomplish in 2023.
I'll go. More wins than I did last year. I think I got 4 last year, and I'll shoot for 5 or more. That would be good if I got more.
There you go. That's awesome. What about you, Zander?
I probably want to try to get my first feature win. And just some better placements. Try not to wreck a lot of stuff.
There you go. Everyone starts somewhere, no matter how small it is, whether it's 1 win or 5 wins, all are good. I'll be cheering for both of you. I'll be watching you quite a bit over the summer. I'm sure we'll cross paths so many times, being that we're basically in the same area. So
Yeah.
thank you both again for taking some time out of your busy schedule, and hope the basketball goes well this off season, and see you when the spring comes around.
Yep.
Perfect. Well, thanks guys for tuning in. If you want to follow their racing, they have a Facebook page, Compson Racing. So be sure to keep tabs on them and where they're traveling throughout the race season. And best of luck to both of you.
Thank you.
Yep.